always belong to disciple when the war chief Lynn first digested heat from my toaster. Blast, cotton can't last on your block out the class.
Yeah, digging on the Sheba, tapping on the Chiba, singing they want sunset, gotten you one nuts in the ass whipping, and feel it when it kick in. Never juggle satin, coolie coda can't blow. Coolie how is how I pump when the convincers in my clutch. Your murder one sung it, then hush.
The
Hollywood.
awakening, how much notes are we raking in? The more we vision, you ain't fit for this division. So put the splits on it. Tell your Foxy put her lips on it. It's murder one when the stone's
I'm
on
trying
it.
to tell you now, the copper here from the 3 o'clock and a something terrible it happen when you're full shatting. No counterfeit, never dug the sound a bit low. Cold toss it out, raise a candy cut. What? Low sugar streets where the hustle crossing cats meet. My kin looking like Flynn about to boogie
Inside
in.
Sheba sugar walls trying to landscape pleasure. I faced the north in the north face bubble feather. Stone tribe jungle life diamond crook campus destined for Sugar City and we copping Willie
I got
Snippers.
you wide. Yeah, I keep you wide. Yeah, I got you wide. Yeah, I keep you wide. Once the heat is on, you know that mean the war chief sin. Melting ice grills from the Ace Boone and Mac 10. Eldorado R and a sparkling Chevrolet. All the dough sacks until I see no
It ain't no such thing as 3 o'clock. I cruise the block in my snorkel. A tiny link swing, 6 figures. I'm trying to see it, so I'm coasting. Sipping on some clear patch of potion, got me tipsy. Waiting for some sugar rain to hit me. This is living. Screeching through the cracks of Hell's Kitchen, talking dynamite slang in my wheels while I'm brick
Check the
pitching.
crumb crusher, terror, sugar love out of sight. Double modern block bus, EG gray airtight in the war chief. Pulling the old brown sugar corn through the doorway as sugar hit the stairway and down.
I can dig it. Can you dig it? Diamonds glow. Ichi stay fresh in the flesh, dice fro. We Thundercats, it's all about stash in the coffee. Butter dripping off me. I talk it like I walk it on uptown grounds. Jungle champ compounds where the law's always found and war chief run the
The
town.
last cards was dealt, so is the last hander. Scat cats from the sugar flats, low bander. Running revs, pulling coats to the counterfeited. Ja catch you on the rebound, sweet and low digging.
Won the rock right now. I brought my whole alliance and we all Bronx fans. Took up off the Cisco with the Figueroa links. Counting on the moolah and the Diamante Sphinx. Dragging on the reefers, got my soul high for weeks. I think I see 5, put the mag under the seats. We living like it's dynasty with custom made juice. One chief blazing Cincy, I need to get loose.
Foxes into the low underworld. Pin sugar walls and naked cities under sniper's moon. The house of bamboo with China's love acupuncture. Menage a the French connection is the satin prince. Macheria more meditate, 7-7 heaven. On cloud 9 contact, Minnesota fast. Let them dream of the satin city. When the Dewanos moonshine is fine as Hollywood. How we do.
Yeah, coach with me in the vigor, bubbling. 6 figures on ice, bubbling. 8-day type business, bubbling. Diamond Crook franchise, bubbling. Coach with me in the vigor, bubbling. 6 figures on ice, bubbling. 8-day type business, bubbling. Diamond Crook franchise, bubbling.
The high from Sunny Sheba, connect with the Sheba baby Sheen. The snatch golden feast, say la vie. Midnight sun, melting ice grills, zipper face, Mr. Frost. They coast with the slaves of New York.
Symphony connection, position clutch extension. Conniving blade bearers, under siege tension. Cut close with toast, cherish pearl tongues. Arabian Nights, designing dreams for
Boy,
the
you
young.
out with the satin struthers. And the 8 days Hollywood on my satin dog. They whisper Dr. Feel Good in my seduction palace. On king size, Ethan Allen, come and meditate. Inside my nutcracker suite.
First notice, Black Lotus, Lotus with friction. Currency exchange, multiple digital diction. Remote control corners, digest the sugar. Praise be the lower for the love we gon' live. Coach with me in the vigor, bubbling. 6 figures on ice, bubbling. 8-day type business, bubbling. Diamond Crook franchise, bubbling. Coach with me in the vigor, bubbling. 6 figures on ice, bubbling. 8-day type business, bubbling. Diamond Crook franchise, bubbling.
No love for the cat. It's hot sugar live on the block. A flight to the Juggle Town flock. The shot of life with the jism up in the fluff. My airtight sugar flowing slick low enough. I'm on a block bus with the Juggle game phrase. A shakedown from the main squeeze a day. Put notes on the bricks with the razor out dice. And check it out while you get out black and
how we live the pop life to kill a sunrise. Mode on visions, China doves cry. Reflect off the ocean, Graceland rules. Pacific height action, the fire star cool. Vanilla trench A-brick, it's still underneath. The Valentine believers, 929 sweep. The Odyssey of lower, voyage to the sky. Brigante syndicate for the solar flight high. Yeah, coast with me in the vigor, bubbling. 6 figures on ice, bubbling. 8-day type business, bubbling. Diamond Crook franchise, bubbling. Coast with me in the vigor, bubbling. 6 figures on ice, bubbling. 8-day type business, bubbling. Diamond Crook franchise, bubbling. Coast with me in the vigor, bubbling. Sunny Joy, he be drinking, I'm a bubbling. Kizzy Grace, he be drinking, I'm a bubbling. To everybody on me, I'm a bubbling. The Diamond Crooks, they be sipping, I'm a bubbling. The Jungle Crowd, they be sipping, I'm a Vector. To everybody on me, I'm a Vector. The Diamond Crooks, they be sipping, I'm a Vector. The Sunny Joy, he be sipping, I'm a Vector. The Midnight, he don't get no, I'm a Vector. We flow deep, he be sipping, I'm a Vector. The Tri-State, they be flooding, I'm a Vector. We flow deep, they be drinking, I'm a Vector. The Kizzy Grace, they be sipping, I'm a Vector.
Say, didn't I tell you, Jack, that Madame Zenobia is much sweeter than that Kit Kat Club Palladium you talking about?
Damn, John, look at them two right there, though.
Yeah, bruh.
She's China.
But check it, what you ordering, bruh?
Yo, let me get a Cavassier, yo.
Around town, swerving in the suburban thing with brain. So under the wheel, running back my producer, Sean Smith, I'm throwing up blunts, I'm in the shake.
Black Air Force Energy.
All right, now, much respect. All right, so let's go ahead and get this kicked off. Respect to the family. Welcome back to another episode of Smitty's Corner. So I got two things I want to look at right now. You know, I do want to make it very clear that neither one of these videos have anything to do with one another. All right. So to those who might be like, hold on, Smitty, you showed this and then you showed that and you're throwing us off a little bit. Just take note. It's all strategic. Okay. You may not get it right now, but I'm going to get it from the beginning, middle to the end, because it's my thoughts and I want to produce this. So we're going to look at some things. Okay. Now, the very first thing that we're going to look at is exactly what it is that the title talks about. All right. So the title talks about the royalty. All right. So, and the reason why I want to bring this up is primarily because there's so much talk about royalty, like from the ancient time, like we're all kings and queens, right? Now, mind you, there's going to be some racial discrepancy when it comes to this. I'm already aware of that. But that's not the point of it. The point is that I want to take a moment, all right? So we're going to glance through a video about royalty and what did it really look like back then, as opposed to what it is that TV shows, movies, books, and our classrooms growing up, all right, have always depicted to be. So I want to take a real good glimpse at how did it really work. And then the very next thing we're going to get to is black fathers in movies. That's right, black dads in movies, and how horrible they try to depict us at times. So, with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Much respect to the family. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this clip up. All right. So, we're going to kick it off nice and smooth. The name of this one is basically how the royalty really looked. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Give me 1 second here. Bow. All right. Now, you all know exactly how this goes. All right. So basically, how this goes is YouTube likes to play games, and we have to learn how to play the game with YouTube. And so, hold on 1 second. Boom. YouTube YouTube plays games, and we got to learn how to play the games with YouTube. So I'm not going to be showing this entire video. I'm going to play portions of the video and drop the screen because YouTube plays games. All right. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Nancy, if you would so hit the thing for us, please. All right. Let me get my headphones. Just want to make sure all my sound is right. Mic check 1 2. Hold on 1 sec, because I don't hear nothing. There we go. Okay. All right, back. Yeah, we good. Let's go ahead and get to this. Let's see what is the correlation between how royalty was truly in the ancient days from records recorded and what it is that we've been shown, because we're all kings and queens. Let's go.
The atmosphere at Versailles was dense with contradictions, splendor and decay intertwined so closely that one could scarcely tell where one ended and the other.
Oh, and shout out to the first lady in the building. Shout out to the first lady in the building. I appreciate you for letting me know that my sound is right. And just real quick, I'm going to give you this. All right. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 9:12 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. And I thank you all so much for watching. Let's listen to how royalty really worked.
Began. Imagine the acrid mix of urine, feces, sweat, and perfumes, so rich they could make one faint. Behind walls of gold leaf and velvet curtains, nobles relieved themselves in corners of marble galleries that doubled as toilets. When, on May 6th, 1682, Louis XIV.
Now, I want you to look at these pictures. I want you to really pay attention to what's taking place right now, okay? All right, so we're looking at how so-called the royalty, the majesties, right, of back then, all of these queens and kings, right, all of these James III and so on and so forth. I want us to look at how did that shit really work out back there? And did we really want to be back during that time? Yeah. Let's go.
The self-proclaimed Sun King officially transferred his royal court to Versailles. He did far more than create the grandest palace in Europe. He also condemned his aristocracy to live in one of the filthiest, most unhygienic environments ever known among the elite. Behind the facade of mirrors and crystal chandeliers that dazzled ambassadors and kings, an entirely different reality festered, a realm of dirt, infestation, and bodily misery hidden beneath silks and ceremony. Versailles was more than a residence, it was a failed utopia, a glittering illusion concealing a nightmare of disease and degradation. Tens of thousands of courtiers, servants and guards lived packed together under conditions that would have horrified even the paupers of the Middle Ages. This is the tale of a palace that embodied history.
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. My bad, y'all. My bad. I do it all the time. I always catch that little period. I hate that shit. They're not talking about the peasants back then. They're not talking about them. I want us to remember, they're talking about the kings and queens. They're talking about the elite. They're talking about those who we so look at these depictions of being around the round table. Let's keep listening. I'm going to flick the picture here and there just to keep it flowing smooth. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's radio time and listen.
His most spectacular clash between surface beauty and internal ruin. What unfolded within its radiant halls showed that absolute power, left unchecked, can breed not only political tyranny, but physical corruption. Luxury, at Versailles, became nothing more than a perfume sprayed over rot. Before we continue, don't forget
Oh, shit. Can't hear me? God dang it. All right, hold on. Let's get this right. Let's make sure we get this right because I'm sick of having my lives being interfered with and I don't even go live like that. All right, so look. Y'all can see this right here, right? Wow. Okay? Y'all can see that. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do radio mode. Let's just listen. All right? Because they keep playing with the live. We're listening to how this royalty works, but I want us to really pay attention. What I was saying before is, like, everything that's taken place. Have you ever heard of that person that we had to be like, hey, you need to get in the shower. Don't be spraying no spraying no perfume over the funk, right? Y'all remember the days of don't spray the perfume and cologne over the funk. You need to wash. Nah, nigga, don't just air dry and think you gonna put on some deodorant. You need to wash. Okay, we're talking about hygiene right now. And then we're going to switch over and we're going to get to Black fathers and movies. That's going to be fun. But for right now, I want to talk about this stinky shit. Okay? A lot of people used to stink back in the days. And you know who stunk the most? Those of the highest elites. Let's go.
To subscribe to Rotten Ages for more stories like this, and tell me, Jules Hardouin Mansart, gardener André Lenotre, and painter Charles Lebrun, was meant to make France the cultural and political center of the world. The vision succeeded aesthetically, but it failed catastrophically in practice. In his relentless pursuit of glory, the king ignored one crucial reality: the human consequences of confining nearly the entire French nobility inside a single monumental structure. That oversight turned a dream of control into a living hell. Construction consumed decades and vast sums of gold. When the royal household finally moved in during 1682, Versailles was home to some 20,000 souls, courtiers, soldiers, clerks, cooks, musicians, and endless attendants. Yet the original structure had been built to host small hunting parties, not a permanent population the size of a city. Almost immediately, the infrastructure collapsed under the strain. There were no proper drainage systems, no reliable wells, no organized method for removing waste. Most disastrously, Versailles had no real toilets, no public latrines, no sewers, no planning whatsoever for the most basic human functions. Obsessed with ornamentation, the architects dismissed.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to that. What they just told us was this. They just told us that the highest of them had no public bathrooms. There was nowhere for them to go. So do you know what they did back in the royal days? Back in the days where they were supposed to be the highest of the highest, do you know what they did? They went outside. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Let me get a quick mic check. All right, back. They went outside, and right there in the hall where everybody's dancing, they would just squat and and piss. Did you know that back then it became a law that you're not to wear white or clear shoes during these functions? And the reason why is because there's a chance you as a royal might step in somebody else's shit, and it's not from a horse, it's not from a dog or a cat that didn't have a litter box or wasn't let outside. No, that's from a full-fledged human that decided during this royal palace meeting, I'm going to go ahead and take a good number 2. So then they banned white shoes, so you as a royal won't look dirty. That's a damn shame. Let's keep going.
Such concerns as trivial. They believed symmetry and spectacle mattered more than plumbing. Beauty, they thought, would somehow compensate for everything. The results were disastrous. Without
Even back then, they thought that I could be dirty as shit. I can be real dirty. But as long as I'm royal, as long as I have the clout, as long as the world looks at me as something, then hey, ain't no problem with what I'm doing. I just want us to recognize, like, as much as we say we are so kings and queens, oh my goodness gracious, I didn't know they were so dirty back then. I had no clue how filthy it was. I mean, beyond ratchet. Let's keep listening. We're going to do this, then we're going to go ahead and get to black fathers in movies, because apparently we just getting shitted on everywhere and we look real ridiculous, and Ice Cube did it for us. Let's go.
facilities, both nobles and servants were forced to improvise. They relieved themselves in stairwells, behind curtains, under staircases.
They relieved themselves behind the stairwells, curtains, and just random ass places. These, like we look at the depictions. How are you all able to construct? Let me pull this picture up. I want you to look at this. How y'all able to build something that elite? Look at that bridge. You know how much science that took? Look at them windows. I'm dead ass. I'm not even just trying, like, I'm not being funny. I'm dead ass. Really look at how that's constructed. So you all were able to construct something so strong. You were able to come up with the most awesome weapons in the world, like bow and arrows and swords and shit. Well, not bow and arrows. We did that. I'm just saying. Like, you was able to, like, modify, make crossbows and the first muskets. You were able to make grenades. All these type of things, all kind of bombs. You even thought that we should go ahead and pour oil on top of the cannons and then light them on fire and then fling them to the enemies, so when it hits the ground, everybody catches on fire. You had all of that in mind, but y'all couldn't master bathing. I'm sorry. Am I the only one that's not? Am I the only one that brain ain't, not allowing itself to compute that? You were able to make such gorgeous, like, do you not know how much I hear about, the ceilings of Michelangelo and all these other people? But y'all couldn't get a bathroom right? All right, let's keep going. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Or even inside grand ceremonial rooms. The majestic gardens by Le Notre, admired throughout Europe for their geometry and fountains, became open-air latrines where the stench of excrement mingled with roses. The winter of 1683, Versailles' first full year as the royal court, brought the problem to its worst. The bitter cold drove everyone indoors, and with no place to dispose of waste, filth accumulated everywhere. Corridors turned slippery, staircases fouled, salons reeked so intensely that even the most hardened courtiers gagged.
Some of the most, so these people are all supposed to be, announced into the royalty of the entire kingdom. And you telling me that if I went and visit the king back then, I'm going to have to worry about walking through the halls, getting ready to see the king, and there's somebody throwing up in this corner, somebody shitting in the corner over here, somebody taking a piss. But I'm on my way to see the highest of the high that this land has to offer. Let's listen to a little bit more. I'm not going through this whole video. I'm gonna just get through maybe about another 5 minutes, and we're gonna go ahead and switch it up. Let's go.
Eyewitnesses wrote that it was nearly impossible to take 10 steps without encountering human waste. The air was so foul that some visitors fainted during audiences. Even Louis's courtiers, masters of etiquette and self-control, were visibly nauseated. The stench permeated every aspect of royal life, including the morning ritual known as the lever du roi, when hundreds of nobles crowded into the king's chamber to watch him awaken and dress. The scene, intended as a glorious affirmation of royal power, quickly became infamous for its sensory horror. The mix of unwashed bodies, cheap perfumes, and the omnipresent odor of filth.
Hey, hold on. I know he didn't just say the highest of the high had on cheap perfume. I want us to think about how we talk to each other nowadays, right? See, the thing is, there's a more spiritual subliminal message that's going on right now with why I'm showing this. See, back then, it was more so of a physical stench. Now it's a spiritual stench. A lot of people reek. A lot of people need real spiritual deodorant and soap. And that's only for those who are going to get what was just said. A lot of people need that. See, I'm just showing you what the outer body protrudes when the soul becomes that rotten. Let's keep rocking out.
Made the chamber almost unbreathable. Madame de Maintenon, the king's secret second wife, confessed in her letters that she could scarcely bear the smell. She burned incense constantly in her rooms, yet the odor clung to her gowns and hair. She changed dresses several times a day, not for fashion's sake, but because the fabrics themselves reeked of the palace. Banquets.
Can you imagine having to change so many times in a day? You gotta change, ladies, you gotta change your panties and your bra 4 times a day, because you not gonna wash. You just gonna put a new bra over your stinky, sweaty ass titties, and come on, man. But again, we look at, you know what? If you got that bag, if you got the money, then you have to be somebody. You gotta be. Again, I'm showing you what back then protruded into the physical is what most people who try to act so fancy, try to act so like they uppity up. This is what their spirit smells like. This is what their soul looks like.
And balls designed to showcase French magnificence turned into trials of endurance. Hundreds of guests feasted and drank in glittering halls, but without toilets, desperation soon overcame refinement. Courtiers.
I'm trying to figure out how you got like a 29-bedroom castle and nobody thought of a bathroom. Nobody during the matter of fact, during the construction of the castle, nobody had to pee. So it didn't hit nobody's mind. Nobody thought, you know what? It's my lunch break. I'm getting ready to sit down, eat a pear, a turkey wing, and some grapes, and maybe a few dates. And that's only if you're lucky, because back then you just might get stale bread and some oats. But just in case you had that type of meal, nobody had to use the bathroom at some point. Nobody said, hold on, wait a minute. We got the basement. Okay, bet we got the man cave. We got the castle entertainment area. We got the, you know what I'm saying, chambers. We have the dungeon. Ooh, yes, that's right. We even thought to make a dungeon. And not only that, we took intricate time to think about how to torture people in a dungeon. But guess what? I am not going to think about what I'm going to do 2 hours later from now when I got to piss and shit. Not about to think about that, but I'm gonna think about how to torture some people. Somebody make me a guillotine. I need a guillotine, not a no. Take that toilet back. Take that toilet back. I'll just piss in the hall. Swear. And they try to say we dirty. Shh. Let me shut up.
Slipped discreetly behind curtains or into corners to relieve themselves while musicians played and dancers performed. The Duchess of Orleans recorded one scandal.
Can you imagine being the saxophone player that's just blowing away, and when you inhale to puff into your sax, you just get a whiff of shit? Can you imagine that? Terrible. Let's keep looking just a little bit more, and then we're going to get into why they made black fathers look so horrible in movies. Because I got to dissect this shit, because I'm really, really upset at my man Ice Cube. I'm really upset at him for this one.
Moment in her diary. During a ball in 1687, a nobleman soiled himself publicly, yet no one dared react. The incident was ignored entirely, as if silence could erase the embarrassment. Versailles etiquette demanded denial.
Now, I wonder, back then, somebody, I'm doing the show. Can somebody Google and just type in the chat, when was the first pad produced to women? Because I don't think it was then. So not only are these women and these men, they're pissing and in the hallway behind the curtains and everything. Also, somebody's on their cycle. See, we ain't talking about that part. Somebody boofing up that whole hallway because they on a cycle. Can you imagine, ladies, how absolutely filthy you could have felt if you was back then in them days? Stop laughing. That's not funny. You could have been born in, girl. Anyway.
Even when reality was unbearable, as if the filth were not enough, the palace was freezing in winter and sweltering in summer. Versailles' vast halls lacked proper heating. Water froze inside basins, making washing almost impossible. Baths were rare. Linen seldom changed.
Baths were rare. Yeah, they talk so elite. Last time I checked, my people came from where the rivers run fluently. Anyway, let's go.
And body odor became a permanent presence. By 1689, the inevitable struck. A severe outbreak of dysentery swept through the palace, killing dozens and sickening hundreds. The disease, directly linked to the absence of sanitation, turned Versailles into a breeding ground for contagion. Louis XIV, however, refused to acknowledge that the problem was structural. Instead of building latrines or cleaning systems, he masked the stench with luxury, perfume.
Hold on now. My bad, y'all. He masked the stench with luxury. That's right. That's that stinky nigga that play ball, dunk on everybody, right? He dunks on everybody, gets in his car, and he just opens his glove compartment, sprays on Axe. That's right. He don't even got the good stuff. He just got Axe body spray. And what he does is he goes ahead and says, let me turn the air on. Ready to go to the club? No, nigga, I'm not. We just got finished playing basketball. You are greased down. I am greased down. We need to go ahead and go home separately, take a shower, okay? And then go ahead and meet up when we fresh. I'm not trying to open my glove compartment, okay? And just spray Axe body spray on me after a basketball game. Okay, now I want us to pay attention. I'm only talking about just you were sweating at a basketball game. Okay. My man Quaff put up this right here. You go ahead and put that up. Disgusting, right? Right. The first lady, she puts this up, shaking her head. How dare you think you're going to get your dirty ass in this bed, nigga? You better get your ass in that tub. Don't you be scared of water. Ain't no alligators and sharks in there. You know how we say, nigga, get in there. Ain't no snapping turtles in there. Get your ass in that water, right? But somehow or another, King Louis, I believe they said, he decided, right? He decided he wasn't going to wash it off. No. I'm going to just put up some new drapes and I'm going to change my white stockings and I'm going to put a new penny in my loafers. That's going to fix this stench. Let's go.
Fumes, incense, and bouquets became his chosen weapons. The Sun King.
And just even how they word it. Incense and bouquets of flower became his chosen weapon, as in he knows he's fighting odor. He's fighting a stench. He's fighting it. And instead of destroying it with soap and water, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to figure out how to get plumbing systems going. Because you know the very, very first plumbing system, you know how man got the idea for a plumbing system in areas where rivers flow fluent. Rivers. That's how we figured that out. Oh, okay, bet. You know, hey, if water starts here and goes there, cool. Maybe I can put a bowl and cut a hole at the bottom and sit on it, right? Cut a hole inside of a bowl, and then I can just sit on it. And as this water is flowing, I can call that flushing the toilet. You see, that's how the first toilet was invented. Let's keep going.
Preferred delusion over solution. Versailles became a perfumed corpse, beautiful to behold.
They cooking the shit out his ass in his grave. Talk about smoking on the dead. They said he chose delusion over conclusion. Sheesh.
Unbearable to inhabit. For women, life at court was particularly cruel. Fashion dictated colossal gowns layered with brocade and corsetry, so rigid that even sitting required effort. To relieve oneself, while encased in such garments, was nearly impossible. Many endured hours of discomfort, risking bladder infections or kidney problems.
So not only was y'all stinking, pulling up big gowns and pissing in the hallways, you all, some of y'all said, you know what? I'm gonna keep my royal decorum. I'm not going to go ahead and fall victim to, you know what I'm saying? Being seen as one of those who are beneath us. I don't pee in the corner like the peasant does. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill my liver, kidneys, and bladder. That's right. Destroy all that. And my colon while I'm at it, because it ain't no way for me to take a shh. Wow. We have about, what's this? What we got left on this? We got 2 more minutes left on this, then we're going to go ahead and switch up to the next topic. I just like to let y'all know what you up for. Let's go.
Rather than compromise decorum. Others simply surrendered, urinating where they stood, and relying on overwhelming amounts of perfume.
Like to get with the people. All right. So, my man, what is it? Yeah, that's talked about this a lot in history. Oh, yeah. Of fashion. Hold on. Wait. You said to talk about what, fashion or hygiene? You want to go ahead? Give me a little bit more on that. Because I'm not really being able to decipher that. And I don't know who else may hear to listen. So go ahead and expand upon that a little more. You mean the fashion or the hygiene? Because I'm focused on how dirty they was. I don't give a damn if they got their ballroom gowns from Gucci or JCPenney. I could care less.
Perfume to hide the evidence. Beneath the silks and jewels, the women of Versailles suffered quiet indignities.
Fashion history. Can you bring your black ass up here at least for about enough time to tell me what you got to tell me real quick, and then you can go ahead and kick rocks? Can you do that? Just go ahead, type of Y or type of N, and I got you. What you mean fashion history? I don't understand. When you spoke about them not being comfortable in clothes. Listen, I get you. I wouldn't be comfortable if I had on a pissy ass goddamn pair of drawers. I would not be comfortable if I had on a shitty girdle. Okay, I'm talking about the hygiene aspect of it. You smell me now, Quaff? You know what I mean? So I'm just, you know what I mean? That's more so what I'm on. So I'm just trying to keep up with what you're talking about. That's all. You good, my G? You good? You know you folks. You know you folks. All right, let's go ahead and get back to it. We got just a little bit more on this last little piece right here. We're going to go ahead and switch over. Let's get it.
Beyond imagination, even eating was hazardous. The kitchens, located far from the main halls, were connected by passageways often contaminated by waste. Food transported through these corridors absorbed the foul air, leading to frequent cases of poisoning and illness. And yet,
you know it's always love, my G. You know it's always love. You know how we get it in.
Yet, astonishingly, few complained. The privilege of existing in the king's orbit outweighed any concern for comfort or hygiene. Silence was the tax for proximity to power. As the Sun King aged and his successors inherited his masterpiece, the problem did not vanish. It fermented. Versailles remained dazzling on the outside, but within filth and disease ruled. By the early 18th century, the palace was already infamous. Visitors whispered that it was unfit for human habitation. The contrast between gold and...
Okay. How many of us will be able to comprehend being able to put these two statements, words, or phrases in the same sentence? Palace and beyond human sanitation. Like, how do you like, how many of us say, you know what? Yeah, I got a palace, but you can't use the bathroom. What? No. Just chill. I got a whole palace. Now, is it the world's largest trap? Yes, it is. All right. It's a palace, but it's the world's largest trap. Okay. All the electricity is cut off. All right. Nothing works. Okay. All right. It's just follow me now. But mind you, we got endless food, but there's nowhere to wash your hands. But we got endless food. That's right. Guess what else we got? We got endless women, but they piss in the hallways. And if they on their girly, they ain't got nowhere to get their shit right. That's right. But it's endless women. Don't forget this. We have a whole jazz/Celtic bagpipe playing musician band that plays for us every day. But guess what? Somehow or another, they might have to go ahead and use the bathroom on the stage. Now, if you see the saxophone or the saxophone player or the drummer taking a shit on stage, don't mind them. Just remember, this is a palace. And remember what you think about when you hear palace, right? You hear royalty. And guess what? I'm the king. No, I ain't got nowhere to wipe my ass. And yes, I just, randomly, just go ahead and pluck shit around the room. Throw it out the window. Might land on one of the knights. It's okay. He has on armor. That's why we protect him. See, the reason why we really actually started putting armor on knights is to protect them when shit flings out the windows. It had nothing to do with arrows and swords. Nigga, we dirty. That's really primarily what we about. But anyway, let's go ahead. We're gonna finish this up. Just about done. We just about done. I'm just saying. We just about done. So hold on. Where my mouse go? Here we go. All right, let's get it.
grime was absolute. Versailles, designed as a symbol of civilization's peak, had instead become a monument to its failure, a palace of
Now, I want you to look at this picture. Can you look at the women? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's funny. Look at the women's faces. It's almost like, bitch. Yeah, we farted and we ain't even changed nothing. They looking like, yeah, we stink. You ain't know that? Look at the people on the right and look at the people on the left. How that happen? Let's keep on rocking. Let's keep on rocking.
mirrors reflecting humanity at its dirtiest. The more dazzling its outward appearance grew, the more repulsive life within became.
And that's the part that I don't want to talk about at this point. I just don't. All right. So now what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to go ahead and switch it up. Give me a second right here. Now we're getting ready to go ahead and talk about something. I don't know. It, to me personally, you know, I sat back, I watched this, right? So, you know, I was laid back, chilling with the missus, and this video popped up. And it's just funny because now I don't know how many of us, now mind you, right? Most of us know about Friday, what's that, something trip they took and all this other shit. I've never heard of this movie from Ice Cube. And yes, it's already been reviewed, but I'm going to give our version of us on what it is I'm seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. All right. Yo, YouTube is really switching. I swear, I'm really learning this whole keeping up with technology thing. Like, they just be adding shit. So anyway, now what we're going to do, people. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to get into the more, I guess you can say, humorous part of it. All right. We're going to have some fun. Hold on. Wait a minute. Am I on the stage? Am I on the stage? What the fuck? Hold on now. Can you hear me? Okay. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Mic check? Okay. All right. My bad. So let's go ahead and go through this. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Y'all don't mind me. I'm still a rookie in all this. Okay, bet. My G, I appreciate you. Thank you. Like, that's all it takes sometimes, my nigga. Thank you very much. Let's look at this. I've never heard of this movie from Ice Cube, but we're going to have some fun like shit. I ain't going to lie. Get your popcorn. Go ahead and roll your J. Pour your little sippy sip up, whether it's sparkling water or wine or beer or liquor. Let's have some fun. We're going to have some fun with this one. Let's do it. So Ice Cube's in the movie. And apparently he's supposed to be a concerned father. Now I want you to look at how they show us as concerned fathers in the community and why this shit is so weird to me and why it makes no sense in the world. And I'm also going to prove to you tonight why you should never take me to the movies. That's right. I'm that guy that peeps too much shit that couldn't possibly be real in real life. And I'm appalled. Is shit. You can't watch a movie with me. I'm just like, what is this shit? All right, so let's go ahead and see what Cube got going on. Cube, hold on. What the fuck is going on with my mouse? What's wrong with my mouse? All right, so we're gonna play this game now. Really? What is wrong with my mouse? Everybody, let me go get some batteries for the goddamn mouse. I'm just, what the hell does this shit take? A double A? Takes a double A. Hold on. Oh, my mouse works. Okay, there we go. I just had to pop the battery out. Okay, There we go. Look at how dumb this shit is and how non-father-like. Now, listen, everybody, fellas, if you're a dad, I want you to peep each motion of this shit, and I want you to tell me, would you as a dad respond like this? Let's go.
You probably won't be very surprised to hear that over the past few weeks, I have received a bunch of messages requesting this movie, and I can tell you right now that yes, the hype is real. War of the Worlds is the worst movie of the year. Not only that, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be worse than any movie that comes out next year as well. Hey guys, welcome back to the show, and on this episode, I'm going to be covering this new adaptation of War of the Worlds, which ends up being kind of a half movie, half commercial for Amazon. This movie was actually made during the pandemic. All of the actors were isolated and shot separately. It went through a lengthy post-production phase until it was finally completed in 2024, but it wasn't released until this past summer in 2025, exclusively on Prime Video. Now, in a recent interview on the YouTube channel Tony's Film Club, the producer of this movie claims that it was never intended to be a giant advertisement for Amazon, and they never intended on Amazon to release the movie. They thought that
Okay, my bad. There we go. I had to get my mouse to work. I couldn't stop nothing. I couldn't stop this motherfucking talking. Oh, nothing. Now let's go ahead and just get into it, okay? Let's just get into the movie. All right. So now we're just going to get into it. All right. So here's where we are. All right. Somehow or another, he is such a concerned dad, right? We got a concerned dad during the time when the world is ending. And I'm going to so flame this shit up, okay? I'm just letting y'all know I'm going to flame it up.
Some copy and pasting and find out where he is. But then he gets distracted because he's got a spy on his daughter because she's made a suspicious purchase.
Hey.
A muffin? Really? A muffin?
I mean, how can you expect this man to focus on the task at hand of pinpointing the location of this domestic terrorist suspect when there are people out there eating pumpkin muffins with zero protein? That's some.
Okay, so let's just get past that part. Let's just be for real. Okay, all right. So, fellas, you are an official government worker of some sort of an elite status. You have all kind of technology and information at your fingertips. You have all kinds of clearances, all right? All right. And you find out that there is an imminent threat. And you find out there's a lot of chaos going on in the world. The only question that I have to ask you is this. Are you going to just keep sitting at your desk? Okay. My bad. Smitty, they pay us like 350, 400,000 a year. Yes, I'm going to sit at my desk. Okay. If the money's worth it to you, then all right. But nah, seriously though, all jokes aside, are you really just going to sit at your desk? Are you really just going to be somebody that, like, you know what? I'd rather just kind of tell you how to do this manually from the system as opposed to get my black ass up and come figure out where the F you are. Because Lord forbid I actually take off work. Lord forbid I actually go ahead and get up and get out my, get off my ass and get in the car and come figure out where you are. Heck, Lord even knows I have enough technology and information around me to where while driving in the car, which I should have the salary to go ahead and pay somebody enough money to go ahead and pick you up, right? I should have enough money to where, because if I can do all of this and figure this out, I should damn sure be able to go ahead and pick you up with a driver. And the whole time I'm texting, and the only thing I'm focused on is you and your brother's location. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this.
Something that affects everybody. It's basically like eating a slice of cake for breakfast. How it became so socially acceptable, I'll never know. And if the internet has taught us anything, it's that there are threats everywhere. That's why he has to hack into her fridge camera to identify it all.
You need more
I
protein.
need to get to work.
No, you need to lay off the soy milk.
I mean, this is just crazy. What kind of a disturbed individual keeps a loose, uncovered bagel just sitting in the fridge without a plate underneath? And I like how the Guardian security software is able to provide such important information, like what school she goes to, what she's studying, who.
Now, see, this is the thing and why I have such a hard time with movies. I have such a hard time with movies nowadays because I don't know. Again, are you that person that just can't help but to pause the movie and just blurt out something random like, that wasn't real? Am I the only person that does that? You should ask people that watch movies with me how many times I pause it and I just gotta say, that wasn't real. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. I saw a scene where a cop rolled up on a guy. Now listen, I ain't even gotta pull it up. I'm just going to describe the scene. And I just want you to put the picture in your head. The cop pulled up, right? And he's in uniform. No, he's not on some Denzel Washington trainer day type shit. He went on that, like, you know what I'm saying, UC undercover. Nah, he was a regular cop. Full badge, full necklace with the badge on the outside, with the vest on, everything. Police number badge, all of that, right? He rolls up to the guy, and when he rolls up to the guy, he tells him, freeze. Now, I want you to picture this. He was holding his gun as a police sergeant with one hand. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. He was holding his gun with one hand. I just want to know, how many times in real life have you ever seen a cop roll up to somebody and hold the gun as anything other than sideways like a gangster? I just want to know. Let's get back to the video. I digress. My mic is muted. Let's go ahead and see how horrible Ice Cube failed us on this movie.
Who her baby daddy is, but is she a threat? That's unclear right now. I guess we'll have to wait until she eats that pumpkin muffin to find out. But oh wait, no more time to spy on every aspect of his daughter's life. His son bought a video game. Time to hack into his computer and delete it. Of course, his son isn't very happy about this, so there's an argument about how if Will doesn't spy on everybody, we're all going to die. But oh crap, wait! The location of the super hacker has finally come in. Time to commandeer a drone that happens to be flying right over top of that exact location so that he can sit back and watch all the action. But wait! Now his daughter's stupid boyfriend Mark is calling. And I guess not taking the call just isn't an option. And if you weren't aware of it going into this movie, it's around this point that it hits you. This is the movie. This entire thing is just going.
Did anybody see his daughter's boyfriend? That's another thing they continuously keep on trying to promote. Interracial relationships. Yes, I'm saying it. Listen, you got to understand how some of the most largest messages come in such the smallest of packages. That's right. Some of your biggest messages in life come in such a small package, and it was just real quick, and you thought it was going to be a big grand boosh with all these fireworks going up in the air. No, it was just a boosh, and it was just a couple sprinkles with some confetti, and that was it. But it was such a huge message. Peep game.
To be his computer screen. There's never going to be a scene with him in a different location doing anything else other than just sitting at his computer. This is what's called a screen life movie, which is a movie that takes place entirely on a computer screen or a phone screen. And I personally hate these types of movies. I find them really hard to get into. I have never seen one that I felt was really
Yeah, me personally, I have a very extremely hard time as well being able to really comprehend a movie where you actually don't put any action in. Now, mind you, this movie would be considered under something of the form of action, but no action was placed. He sat there. Now I want us to really peep the subliminal message. As small as the package is, the larger message is black fathers really don't do shit. No, they'll sit there and talk to you on the phone. They won't really get up and put in any action. Is that the actual case of what takes place with black fathers? Absolutely not. Why do I know this? Because I'm a black father and I know how active I am. I know how active you can be as well, whoever you may be. We are in existence. We are in abundance. But for some reason, they want to show us to be so incompetent to the point where we don't even know how to go ahead and clock out. Bruh, I've clocked out of work because my daughter was sick at school, let alone the world was ending. Like, what are we doing?
effective at what it was trying to do. With this movie, you know, this is like a sci-fi action movie. There's no tension, there's no suspense.
NBA 2K26 on PlayStation.
And yes, no, I'm not going to pay for that shit. And I'm talking about this goddamn commercial free shit because I'm already paying $88 a month and I don't even go live like that, goddamn it. Y'all going to deal with these commercials. F that shit. I'm sorry. I got enough shit to pay for. So what we're going to do is this, and what I'm going to do is this, and we're going to get past the commercial, and we're going to have a good night on some real shit. But anyway, how's everybody's day been? Don't mind me. I'm not really asking you. I'm just passing the time, and I'm just bluffing while I wait for this commercial to end. There it goes. All right, boom. Let's get back to the video. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 10 o'clock on the dot p.m. East Coast Standard Time. And I thank you all so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get back to this video. Let's see what we have. All right, so this shit gets real silly. This movie gets real silly.
Didn't know about the baby shower. He was never invited. So he's like, maybe I should ask my daughter about it. Nah, on second thought, I'll just spy on her some more and then hack into her computer and start reading her text messages because I'm sure none of this behavior is the reason why my kids kind of resent me. Now it's time to start browsing Facebook because I guess there's nothing else to do while he's waiting for that search warrant. Okay, so at one point, a bunch of meteors start flying through the sky and Ice Cube's reaction is just priceless. And suddenly, everything on his desktop is static. One thing you'll notice watching this movie is that everything happens so fast that it kills any sense of realism. Suddenly, within seconds of these meteors coming down, all of these news outlets are reporting on it. They've even already got reporters outside getting killed by these meteor crashes.
Now, that's not the part I want to focus on. What I want to focus on more than anything is, at what point does Cube get up out the chair? Again, I want us to really pay attention. Right now, Hollywood is giving us a depiction of the act, of how active black fathers can be. We already have so many circumstances where we will continuously see how incompetent men are. I mean, we don't know shit. How many times do we have to continuously see that it has to be a woman that saves us? So I'm the only one that notices that, right? I'm the only one that sees that. Somehow or another, we're always the one to die. And it's like, it's never the son to prosper. It's the daughter to prosper. Is this to be sexist? No. If you want to take it that way, I could give two shits. I'm speaking about what it is that I see. I know what it is that I see. And what I see is that it's like there is like no reprieve for men in movies and shows nowadays. So then when the question is proposed, where are all the good black men? Or where are all the good men, period? You know what I mean? Why are men so weak? Well, the one thing that I know is that entertainment definitely will depict what reality is. Why? Because that's always been the case. Entertainment has always been something that we relate to the most when it actually gives us a humorous and romantic feel of what actual life consists of. Give us a little bit of the romance, give us a little bit of the humor, and we're right there. All right, boom. So now that I'm looking at this from a full-fledged perspective, my mind then goes into the headspace of, all right, so why am I continuously seeing, like, for whatever reason, the man just doesn't know how to do any damn thing? And sure enough, who do they use to depict that description? One of our greatest. And I'm talking about that in the sense of success-wise, accolades, you know, somebody who came from nothing, made something out of himself, the whole nine. Let's go ahead and see what we got.
It feels like literally no time has passed at all, and already there's Facebook posts, YouTube videos, news articles. There's so much thrown at you so fast that the gravity of the situation is lost in it. Of course, during this massive ongoing disaster, everybody is glued to their phone ready to message Will Radford, except his daughter. Where could she be? Gotta get a hold of her. Better try a Facebook message, that always works. Ah, damn it. Gotta quickly search all the cameras covering all the places she could possibly be and then instantly message her idiot boyfriend and tell him to go pick her up. Ah, crap, an emergency Zoom meeting. No time for that. My son Dave is trying to avoid getting hit by all the meteors crashing down.
Listen to me. Get out of there, now.
I mean, this is why fatherly advice is so important. There's no doubt that Dave would be totally dead right now if it wasn't for his father telling him to get out of there as he's running out of there. But there is a problem, Mr. Radford. You were supposed to be in a Zoom meeting like 60 seconds ago when your boss told you about it. 60 seconds ago. There's no time to worry about your family during this worldwide cataclysmic event. You've already spent enough time spying on them and criticizing their breakfast choices, so you're probably gonna have to stay late to make up for that time as it is. But screw it, he has to save his son, which is as easy as just searching for his location and then giving him directions to, I don't know. He's like, go left, now go right, as if he's directing him to safety, even though there's no way for him to know where it would be safe to go right now. So finally, Eva Longoria is like, God damn it, get on Zoom! She's found one of the meteors, Will. You need to see this for some reason. And holy crap, it looks like it's aliens or something. So the DHS director is like, Will, I need your threat analysis of the tentacle right away. And I have to say, I don't think this is the right man for the job. I mean, he can't even come up with a threat analysis for his own daughter. Plus, I'm
now, see, the thing is this is where I'm at with this. All right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm truly to the point where when I look at any of this stuff, the number one thing that pops into my mind is how it is that we are continuously shown. I don't need to show the entire video of this. I can talk to you from this point. I wanted to give you a good feel of what's taking place in the video, right? Continuously, like I be seeing it, yo. Like we are not looked at as anything that is of true value. But yet we are continuously expected to be an act of true value. Like the world doesn't want to recognize the royalty of men, but the world wants men to still remain royal. I'm speaking about something that I recognize as of an imbalance. Now, I want us to really pay attention for those whose minds go somewhere too far, too deep, and it was something that was never even mentioned, right? This is not about what women think of men. This is about how men are depicted in society. There's a difference, a huge, huge difference in how men are depicted and how people see men, right? But what we have to recognize is that the depiction, or should I say the vision comes from the depiction. We have too many examples of how much like it will be viewed or seen as if a man doesn't know what he's talking about, so on and so forth. There also are many examples of how men are truly valued. Now, let's just say the depiction of how a man is valued is 50%. The depiction of how a man is not valued and trashed is 50%. Okay, boom. That makes the whole hundo. Okay, so we got the whole hundo. Regardless of 50% being all men are not bad, all men aren't cheaters, all men aren't trash. All right, bet. What would you say out of the two between that and all men are effed up, all men do cheat, all men are trash? Which would you say the headspace of will protrude itself and show face of more when it comes to the, let's say, public appearance of the two headspace ideologies? Now, one thing that I've definitely noticed is when it comes to anything that, now, this part has more so to do with the overall plan, not necessarily a sex like a man or a woman. I'm talking about the umbrella of what got man and woman to where we are today and this whole bickering thing. The overall message that I see is that it's not about necessarily trying to down men. What it's about is making sure that we keep it so people don't ever really look at anything as a unified form. Why? Because if you ever look at things in a unified form, then it's a possible chance that people might start gathering together. Oh, snap, they started gathering together. Now they're starting to unify. Shit. Damn, they're gathering, they're unified. Nah, we can't have that. We can't have them actually having discussions, actually agreeing, actually coming to a term of resolve. We can't have that. No. We have to keep them at odds. So how do we do that? Well, the best way to do that is through a sex gender war. Period. And that was the whole premise and the whole point of everything that I wanted to explain tonight. Is that as long as that war continues, anything about talking about a solution will never be. It will never come to fruition. It will never be something that will actually show face, and we actually, or our kids or somebody can see the fruits of that labor, because there's no labor being put in for fruit to grow. There's no seeds being planted when it comes to that. Now, mind you, watch this, right? Watch this. Smitty, there are seeds being planted. Okay. All right. Bet. There's seeds being planted. All right, cool. Who's nurturing the seeds? You know, I can plant something and walk away. It's a chance it can grow. It's a chance that if I don't nurture it, it's a chance that if I don't keep it guarded from wild animals picking at it, stepping on it, pissing on it, everything else, nature falling on it, you name it, it might not prosper. There is that chance. And what I've noticed is that when it comes to the growth, the real growth of what it is that all of us talk about, everything that we be looking for when it comes to relationships, love, business, you name it, right? Family. There are certain key point rules that must stay in effect if any of those in particular categories are going to thrive. That's just what it is. You know, when a home is being built, it's just a certain structure that the plumber has to go to. Like, they can't go outside of this structure, or the plumbing for the home won't be right. Will you be able to build it, turn the sinks on, and it seems like everything is cool? Yeah, you will. But you're going to get some leaks at some point. And those leaks can turn into mold. And if it turns into mold, then the house is not even sellable. It has to be gutted. Right? Or it depreciates in value. If you don't have the wiring right, okay, so let's just say that's another category of the whole relationship, business, unity aspect of things. So we got plumbing, because mind you, we're talking about this one big home that we all reside in. All right, so we got the plumbing, boom. We got the electricity. Bruh, if the wiring's not right, a fire can start. If the wiring is not right, certain appliances will trip off. As far as, like, I remember in my grandma's house, the 3-prong, it wasn't working right. So if you turn on the microwave the same time as you turn on the toaster, the whole kitchen will blow out. Yep, that's right. Cordless phone in the kitchen, everything go out because the wiring wasn't right. Was it set up? Yeah, set up. But was it set up right? No. Grandma had to get that fixed. I remember that. And we can go down the list of things, right? From the roofing, right? The insulation. And I'm talking about building a home. Why? Because our community, our families, all of this has to do with a home. Your community is your home. The roof you live under with the people you love is your home. But, you know, I noticed that they make sure that we never really focus on how to keep the home intact. But the one thing they will get us to do is bicker, bitch, moan, and complain about why it's not intact. And we will only do it with each other. I be peeping that shit. Now listen, right? I get it. I look, I already know, you know, I'm the boring live, right? I'm that live that, you know, I'm going to say some things that maybe folks ain't really trying to hear. It ain't too cool. It ain't, you know, or it might just be too chill and you can't take the piece. That also happens too. But I'm going to keep saying what I have to say. I'll tell you that much though. We have a lot of factors that we actually can get into place. Do y'all not recognize how much we actually have before our fingertips? I'm talking about even down to the law itself. We have so many things at our fingertips, from resources, technology, government. We have ourselves. Heck, if you want to go that far, we can even say we got the ancestors, but we just going to keep it on the surface level just to make sure we keep folks' attention. I don't want to go too deep, right? We have too much around us for us to still be waddling in what it is that we waddle in. We have way too much around us. I have peeped how we have endless and abundance of resources. So many laws have been passed in the name of us, all the way down to something called an Ebony Alert. Google it if you don't know what it is. That's right. Heard of Amber? Now, niggas done got Ebony. That's right. We get the accommodations, but what I peep is that we don't capitalize. You know what you know how I look at it? This football season. I look at it like your team got that interception that you know they desperately needed. We don't have a winning record, right? Okay, shout out to my scans. We don't have a winning record, and we desperately need this turnover. And then we finally get the interception, and everybody in the crowd is cheering so hard. And all we do is just get another 3 and out. And the reason why we get another 3 and out, for those who know football terminologies, is because we just went on ahead and we did this exact same plays that caused us to have to punt the ball the last time. We didn't switch up anything. We didn't read the defense well enough. And we just kept pulling the same plays. And that's how I see how this has been going for a while now when it comes to whatever progress that we're supposed to have, is that we just keep pulling the same plays and it's not working. Like, why y'all keep trying to go deep on 3rd and 7? Why don't you hit a flat, hit a screen? Let's go ahead, get our top running back or whatever, and let's see if we can drive it up the middle. Can we do a quarterback sneak? What can we do? Let's stop trying to throw 40 yards on a 3rd and 7. It's not working. We try to go too hard when we feel like we under all this pressure. But my whole thing is, why don't we do the work and the preparation, right? Because I'm a whole believer in prevention is better than the cure. So why don't we prevent ourselves from being in 3rd and long? Why don't we do that? You see, that's like where my head go more than anything. Like, why we not just really just making changes? And then one day it hit me. My people don't like changes. We don't like that shit. We do not like changes. We don't like adjustments. You know, will we do it if absolutely life threatened, forced to? Yeah. Will we do it simply because we just recognize that it will benefit us if we go ahead and make prevention better than the cure? No, more than likely. I'm not saying the totality of us. I'm speaking about the enough of us that keeps the rest of us from progressing, or even the other cultures and races and people of the world to see what it is that we're really progressing in. Do you all not realize how many different races and cultures still look at us like we are the same black people from 1855 or some shit, 1742? I'm dead ass. Do y'all realize how many other cultures don't even realize that it's 2025 and we have so evolved. We have so grown. They have no clue. We are the same, yes, massa, ignorant monkeys that they've always seen the depictions of since the 1500s. And that's the, part that I guess I can say bothers me the most. The obstacles that is put before my people does not bother me that much. And the reason why, if it doesn't bother me that much and or at all, is because I've just learned how to jump hurdles. If you get it. I just learned how to jump hurdles. I stopped trying to figure out how to not have to do it. The only thing I knew was, nigga, run. But not in like that sense, but as far as keep going. I got to throw my little spin on things. But like real talk though, like all I knew was just keep going. And that's why I say it to you every chance I get. Just keep going. But this is the thing. This is the main problem and issue. A lot of us do keep going, but we keep going in the wrong direction. What is the wrong direction? Is it the direction that everybody else thinks that you should go in? No. The wrong direction is the direction that is most destructive for you. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Much respect to the family. Let's go ahead and rock out.
I'ma get mine. Get yours, nigga, cause I'ma get mine. Today gon' be a good day. Jack gon' keep it playing from the Genesis. As I'm blowing dope, being broke, my only nemesis. Remember when it wasn't all good, I used to reminisce. Felt like I was going through hell with no deliverance. Niggas throwing salt in the game, condoning ignorance. But when it's really in you, not on you, we know the difference. Nigga ain't no willing and dealing, we really killing shit. My brother passed a shooter like Luka, he gave me clinicis. Nigga, I was Dennis before you knew what a menace is. Now I just spread love to these bitches, ho, I'm a feminist. Way they running back to the dick, they think they Emmitt Smith. No real player gon' break it, that shit be imminent. Yeah. Nigga, we was trapping out the tenement. Niggas ain't hard, they just loud, them niggas impotent. Ain't in it for the glory, my life story is intricate. Don't crash out for the money and watch the niggas you get it with. I say it all, cause I'm past the point that I'ma play with y'all. And as the president, I'ma have to revoke your player call. Don't think a nigga ever was real, and he gon' stay a fraud. Don't think a nigga bluffing is not nothing to break them all. Saquon, ho, it's not nothing to shake them all. With no street clothes on my bed, ho, better take them all. Just get that cheese, breaking that bread, and I can stay involved. Wanna look sweet in my side seat, got to pay the cost.
Dope and cheese, I'm smoking G's. While I was scaling dope and weed, y'all been yelling broken knees. You gon' do it, baby, do it, gotta hold and squeeze. For real, it's cold out here, one of you hoes gon' freeze. Rob the reverend, call the blessing, hold your nose, don't sneeze. Poop, nigga. Oops, nigga. Pull up in that big shit like I'm too big for that coupe, nigga. Too legit to quit, no, I'm just too legit for you, nigga. Twin Towers feel the power when we speaking, nigga. Cope like I was in the ghost with Tommy Egan, nigga. If your bitch looks suspicious, she probably creeping, nigga. If you heard the shit before, it's probably me. And don't ask me about no money, I'ma tell you, let me hold something. 60K in debt, be walking around like I don't owe nothing. So and so got shot up, I just act like I don't know nothing. I call love, but we make a hit and miss a home run. Clean up in the kitchen, we can't have no dirty dishes. Cause it's roaches outside and we cooking if they don't sniff it. Took a shot in the dark, I just went for this shit. Why aim for the stars, go forward and get nothing. Somewhere there's a young nigga on the same thing. Suggested advice, I tell him do better. Baby mom pregnant, I was turning 18. Ain't even focus my mind to getting cheddar. So I quit this rap shit, quit chasing my dreams. Fuck it, get money off of hoes and the fiends. Fuck it, get money, then turn around, blow it. If I was my plug, man, I wouldn't even throw it. Maybe I would get money, you know it. Really had the city for some summers with the lows, yeah. Going down the wrong way, niggas getting smoked, yeah. I ain't even tell you about the times I was broke, yeah.
Mm.